Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 216 of the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast. I'm Christine.
And I'm Sam.
Here's what's coming up in today's show. In this week's Y-Files, did octopuses come from outer space? We will explore that possibility.
In our Noteworthy segment, we have more on the HHS's dietary guidelines. We'll share the advice that insiders in the meat and dairy industries are receiving from RFK Jr.
And in our main topic, we're going to share some vegan Reddit posts and try to decide who is the asshat? But before we get into all of that, I wanted to say to everyone that is in the path of this giant snowstorm that's happening right now on the East Coast, I hope you're staying warm. I hope you're staying safe. Be careful when you're shoveling. Don't go too far. Don't go too long.
Yes, indeed.
Because shoveling can be dangerous.
That's right. I mean, we're talking, 20 plus inches of snow in parts of the country that aren't necessarily used to that much snow.
Yeah.
It can be dangerous. So stay safe out there.
Please do. So let's just jump into this show because we got a lot. I want to get to those Reddit posts, and
indeed,
they always take a little bit of time. So, we have a recipe this week.
Yeah, we do.
So let me introduce this week's recipe. Here is this week's recipe of every once in a while.
Nice.
This week's recipe came to us from a Facebook page, like a vegan Facebook group, and the recipe was shared by Nora Cinder, and her recipe was vegan peanut satay ramen. What did you think of this?
I loved this.
It was pretty good.
Because basically it took the best elements of pad thai and combined them with ramen noodles.
Yeah.
And how can you not love that?
I loved it. I think sometimes calling things ramen when they're really not ramen is a stretch.
Well, sure, because there wasn't the soup element.
Yeah, there was. It wasn't brothy.
Of ramen.
So I think if I made this again, I would add like more broth.
Yeah.
A more brothy component, but it was delicious.
It was really delicious.
Yeah.
And I fortunately got to have this twice, once for dinner and then leftovers for lunch the next day.
Yeah.
And I was heating it up in the microwave in the hallway near my office, and some students were hanging around and they were just like, that smells so good.
I love a peanut sauce.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Peanut sauce.
The one thing that we did not have that was called for in the recipe was lime.
Yes, and that would have brightened it up quite a bit.
Yes, I can really see, just a hint of lime kind of cutting through that, salty, fatty, rich, kind of sort of sweet peanut sauce.
Yeah.
And really just doing some magic.
Yeah,
but
we didn't have any limes.
we didn't, but it was an outstanding recipe, and I really do hope that we have it again sometime.
Yeah, and if you would like a copy of this recipe, simply email us at compassionandcucumbers@gmail.com, and in the subject line put peanut satay, and I will send you a copy of the recipe and you can try it for yourself.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Now, this week's Y-Files. That's right, we're talking about space octopuses. I know. It sounds crazy. I know you didn't have space octopuses on your 2026 bingo card, but here we are.
Indeed, here we are.
Now, first, as an aside, I spent some time researching octopuses or octopi.
Right.
And what I found was, well, A, both are okay. Both are acceptable.
All right.
But B, octopi is actually incorrect, given that the word octopus does not come from a Latin root word.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
What language is the root of octopus?
I'm thinking alien. I really don't know. I didn't get that far into it.
Okay. All right. So this wasn't a true deep dive.
No.
It was a relatively shallow dive.
I was wading in the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. I
Wading in the
wasn't
water.
really diving at all.
Understood.
Understood. Thanks for pointing that out.
My pleasure.
This comes to us from Cordis Europa. Trending science. Do octopuses come from outer space? A scientific paper claims that these wondrously smart undersea animals are actually aliens brought to Earth by meteors.
Which honestly would make me love them even more.
Right?
Like, they're cool anyway, but
I want to just believe it.
yeah.
Okay?
That works for me.
Yeah, so this article goes on. Admit it, if you've read this far, you're intrigued, aren't you? But wait, it gets better from here. How about frozen octopus eggs riding a meteor to Earth 540 million years ago? A paper published in the journal Progress in Biophysics and Molecular Biology looked into the origins of life here on our planet. A team of no less than 33 researchers explored several theories. The one that catches the eye is that cephalopods, namely squid, octopus, and cuttlefish, may have originated from somewhere other than Earth. Octopuses and their alien DNA. Evidence in the role of extraterrestrial viruses in affecting terrestrial evolution has recently been plausibly implied in the gene and transcriptome sequences of cephalopods, they explain in the study. The genomes of the octopus shows a staggering level of complexity with 33,000 protein-coding genes more than is present in Homo sapiens.
Wow.
33,000 protein-coding genes more than what we have.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And here's the pièce de résistance. Sorry for my pronunciation of that. The transformative genes leading from the consensus ancestral nautilus to the common cuttlefish to squid to the common octopus are not easily to be found in any pre-existing life form. It is plausible, then, to suggest that they seem to be borrowed from a far distant future in terms of terrestrial evolution, or more realistically, from the cosmos at large.
Okay, that's awesome.
Okay? They offer the possibility that today's octopuses are the descendants of creatures that arrived on Earth frozen in an icy comet. Why the octopus in particular? Its large brain and sophisticated nervous system, camera-like eyes, flexible bodies, instantaneous camouflage via the ability to switch color and shape are just a few of the striking features that appear suddenly on the evolutionary scene. This terrestrial evolution occurred thanks to cryopreserved squid and or octopus eggs crashing into the ocean on comets several 100 million years ago. The researchers also give another explanation. An extraterrestrial virus infected a population of early squid, causing them to evolve rapidly into the octopuses that we know today. Octopuses from space? Not so fast. Unsurprisingly, scientists have been quick to refute the claims. There's no question early biology is fascinating, but I think this, if anything, is counterproductive. Ken Steadman, an American virologist and professor of biology at Portland State University, told the news website Live Science. Many of the claims in this paper are beyond speculative and not even really looking at the literature. Yet others weren't so tactful when describing the study. In her commentary published in the same journal, Karen Moiling, a virologist at the Max Planck Institute for Molecular Genetics in Germany, concluded that the findings cannot be taken seriously. It's safe to say this won't be the last time the scientific community resurrects the theory that life arrived from faraway worlds and gave birth to some or all of the life forms on Earth. When 36 or so scientists from universities and institutes around the world now come out to build on those claims and attract global media coverage doing so, is it at least worth thinking about? So what do you think?
Sure.
I think I want to read this paper.
I do too. And I do think that it's worth thinking about. You know, there are so many mysteries in our natural world that have still been unsolved. And I actually really love that. The idea that we don't know everything. You know, even our most skilled and brightest scientists don't know everything. There are still things that completely elude us.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what's intriguing is the lack of an evolutionary timeline,
right,
for these animals, for cephalopods, because almost every other creature on Earth they can trace an evolutionary timeline to.
Right.
I think that's what kind of spurs this kind of research is that it's like they came out of nowhere,
Right.
you know?
I would say that in this kind of situation, I'm open to the possibilities.
Me too.
Like, I love the idea that it's entirely possible that, frozen octopus and squid eggs made their way here via meteor, 500 million years ago.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
I think it's awesome.
Can anyone say for absolute certain it didn't happen? Probably not.
They can't. They really can't say it didn't happen.
That's right.
And if you've done any kind of research on cephalopods, they are highly intelligent.
They are.
I mean, scarily intelligent
Yes.
creatures. So I am going to, from now on, believe that they are from another world.
You go right ahead.
I'm just going to believe it
You go right ahead.
because believing sometimes is seeing.
Ah, very nice. Seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing.
Exactly.
Listeners, if you can come up with what Christmas movie Christine took that from, bonus points for you.
If I could come up with what Christmas movie I took that from. I don't know. I don't remember where that came from.
Ah.
But, take what you will from that article. And I would like to know people's thoughts if you are willing to just accept that octopus and other cephalopods are visitors from another galaxy or planet.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love it.
I want to know.
I don't know if I 100% believe it, but like I said, I'm willing to consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, I think I'm just going to believe it.
I love that.
Because it just makes them all the more wondrous to me.
I dig it. Yep, you go right ahead.
And maybe someday they will crawl out from the ocean and tell us what's going on.
Maybe. That'd be cool.
I would really love it if somebody right now would help us. And I'm counting on the alien octopuses. I'm counting on them. Help us, alien octopuses. I'm begging. Let's move on to our noteworthy segment.
Indeed.
Speaking of alien octopuses.
Right? Oh my gosh, but not the kind we like.
No.
This is coming to us from farmprogress.com.
Yeah, let me stop you there, just so you know. We research not just like vegan sites and animal rights sites, but we like to keep an eye on what the farming industry is reporting and doing and saying about the things that are going on in our current administration that revolve around our food systems and farming and all that. So, yeah, Farm Progress is a pro-farmer website.
Yes.
I just wanted to put that caveat in there.
Works for me.
Okay, as you were.
So according to farmprogress.com, RFK is urging beef producers to expand herds as the country's nutrition guidelines change. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services, eats beef at least twice daily. To support such beef consumption and to lower grocery prices, he asked farmers and ranchers to build up the beef supply, and he's willing to beg for it. The message that I give to beef producers is begging you to increase the size of the herds. We had 130.2 million head in 1972, and we have 92 million today, Kennedy said. We need a lot of beef. We want to make it here in America. We don't want to be importing it from other countries. The message was buried in the myriad other talking points that Kennedy brought to beef producers at the annual National Cattlemen's Beef Association convention in Nashville, Tennessee. From admitting to taking health advice from YouTube to saving a few extra pennies on the Gas Buddy app, the number of topics discussed did not diminish the impact that the updated nutrition guidelines and food pyramid will have on animal protein demand and beef demand in the U.S. The Make America Healthy Again movement and the Maha Moms gave voice to a section of nutrition research that may not have been getting amplified enough, said Shailene McNeil, NCBA Executive Director of Nutrition Science, Health, and Wellness. I think our research was bundled into that point of view, and it was helpful to bring back the discussion to get a little more attention against ultra-processed food. That benefits beef because it's a fresh, real food.
Okay. I'm just stop for a minute. I am befuddled as to why the National Cattle Breeders Association needs an executive director of health and wellness. Further propaganda or?
Well, certainly.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fresh, real food.
Okay.
Okay, continue.
Thank you. According to 2024 data, consumers in the U.S. had an average beef expenditure of $400 per unit or per person. That's a 30% increase over data recorded the year prior and a 50% higher expenditure compared to any other animal-based protein in the U.S., according to David Friedlander, NCBA Senior Director of Market Research. I think this is a great lead in what we're seeing in the retail meat case because we sold almost 80 billion pounds from the total value standpoint, he said. The story for beef demand and cattle prices reached phenomenal heights in 2025 against the odds of seasonal challenges, high input prices, and cattle consolidation conditions, but it was not enough. I know herd numbers don't tell the whole story, Kennedy said, but we're doing everything we can to encourage people to increase the size of the herds in this country. You can't do that overnight. It takes 18 months or more before we start seeing that at the grocery store. Kennedy placed the blame for cattle consolidation on beef producers, saying market uncertainty and prices led to the slaughtering of breeding animals. He asked them to stop that. However, it's not that simple. Terrain analyst Dave Weber conducted a survey in conjunction with Farm Credit of over 1,000 beef producers in 28 states in the U.S. The top question was, are you considering herd rebuilding, and if not, why? The number one answer across all producers was not price, market uncertainty, or producer age. Solidly, the number one was grazing conditions. About a third of producers ranked that number one. It is a really highly important thing, Weber said. Drought forecast was number two. So as we look at this impending El Nino and the changes we've got coming, drought emerging in the southern plains, those factors are highly important to producers. And then it's not surprising, number three was pasture availability. Of producers who answered the survey and increased their cattle numbers in 2025, the increase came at a rate of about 13%, an average start to herd rebuilding, Weber said. Of those producers, about 50% grew their herds with heifers and 50% grew their herd with mature cows, which would already be counted in current cow herd inventories. At the end of the day, reasons for rebuilding are deeply personal to producers, and price or panic are not always the factors encouraging or deterring cattle producers. There's a plethora of reasons to rebuild. What's going on with drought? What's going on with grazing resources? Land, forage availability, producer age, price, Weber said. I was concerned that either producers thought beef replacement heifers were too high or calf prices were too low, because for a decision of this magnitude for a ranch, that's the same problem. Despite the difficulty in determining if the time is right for widespread cow herd expansion, beef prices and demand have told an encouraging story for producers. Gathering together in Music City to celebrate a banner year at CattleCon helped producers join together in their optimism for the coming year. I'm feeling great, said Jean Copenhaver, the new NCBA president from Virginia. It's been a great week. A lot of enthusiasm. We've done a lot of things in the last 30 to 40 years to build demand, and thanks to Secretary Kennedy and the inverting of the food pyramid, I feel a lot better about demand than I did 2 weeks ago. We've done good, had a lot of wins this year, and I see a lot of potential for a lot of wins this coming year.
So this article makes it pretty plain that RFK is
catering to beef producers.
Totally catering to beef producers. And the only reason that happens is because palms are being greased. That is the only reason stuff like this happens.
I don't know if it's the only reason. I don't know what the machinations are behind the scenes. And so therefore, I don't want to go with quite that pointed a statement.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any question that again, we have to talk about kind of the collaboration between the USDA, Health and Human Services, Big Pharma, Big Food, Animal Ag, all of those things.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly.
What else this article makes pretty obvious is that once again, Robert Kennedy Jr. does not know what he's talking about.
Oh, well, I don't think
Even
there's anything that has ever disproven that theory.
Even the people that wrote this article kind of made it plain that, he just goes, build your herds. And they're like, it's not that easy.
Well, it's not that easy. And this I found kind of ironic. If cattle producers are saying that the biggest hurdles or biggest obstacles to enlarging their herds are pasture land, grazing conditions, and drought, can we talk about the fact that it is their industry that is the biggest contributor to all of those problems?
Yeah, exactly.
So if they do, in fact, expand the cattle herds, as RFK Jr. wants them to do, when he has absolutely no idea what that entails, either financially or environmentally, the problems of grazing and drought and pasture land is just going to get worse.
It's going to get worse. And I don't know if you've ever seen films or photos of the giant feedlots where a lot of the beef cattle are raised.
Oh, they're hideous.
It is hideous. There's so many of them crammed into small spaces. It's basically what you would see in like CAFO, only it's outside.
Right.
And it's pretty hideous.
Yes.
And
it's disgusting.
Yeah, and the cruelty involved in that is beyond anything you want to see. But what else is happening is just the destruction of the landscape around them.
Absolutely.
Just utter destruction. And you will see just dust flying off.
Yes.
Looks like the Dust Bowl days because
it's all that's left.
Yeah, they've just ripped everything out of the land. It definitely, if you read around within the farming community about what's going on with the new dietary guidelines, it is blatantly clear to me that they are kowtowing, no pun intended, to the meat and the dairy industry.
Yeah.
At the expense of not only the animals, but the health of U.S. citizens.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Health and Human Services does not have a great track record of actually looking out for the health of humans.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how not organizations, but yeah, I guess they're organizations because they're not. The thing is like the HHS and the FDA, they're supposed to be objective organizations.
They are supposed to be.
They're not.
But they are clearly not.
No, they're not.
They've turned into political agencies.
They have. They're not supposed to be working hand in hand with the administration.
No.
To manipulate the market, to line people's pockets, to whatever else they're doing. But it's amazing to me that these organizations really are just doing exactly the opposite of what they were
intended to do.
Yeah, what they have been charged to do.
Yes.
Ugh. So we'll keep an eye on this and
of course
find out, what other icky things are going on behind that stupid graphic of the most recent dietary guidelines coming out of the Health and Human Services Department. Yeah. Oh, side note. Did you, both Sam and you listening, see the RFK Jr. and Kid Rock propaganda video that's touting the health benefits of whole cow's milk?
Well, full disclosure, I only saw it because you made me. And it really actually made me nauseous.
It's disturbing.
It is disturbing. I really didn't need to see either RFK Jr. or Kid Rock without their shirts on.
Yeah, without their shirts on.
Exercising while drinking milk.
Yeah, exercising. RFK Jr. is wearing jeans through the whole thing, shirtless.
Well, I mean, I don't care about the jeans, but I really didn't need to see that.
It makes no sense. And then he cold plunges in his jeans, shirtless.
Yeah, it's
And then they both are sitting
disturbing.
in a like a hot tub,
yeah,
clinking their glasses of milk together.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
It is bizarre, disturbing, and just pure propaganda.
Yeah, like I said, made me a little bit nauseous. Was really sorry that I saw it.
Yeah. And if they're really trying to say that if you drink whole cow's milk, you're going to end up looking like K-Rock, how is that going to get people to drink milk?
I can't imagine that would be a draw.
Because Kid Rock looks like a young Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Oh my God.
In this video. It's pretty
amazing.
sad. It's really sad.
Wow.
I mean, not that, I don't like to make fun of how people look.
Well, no.
But
and you shouldn't.
If
But
they're going to choose somebody, choose somebody who looks healthful,
sure.
Not somebody that looks like they could have been a meth head a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Sure.
Anywho, if you haven't seen that, check it out. It's a blast.
I really
Sam doesn't recommend.
no, I do not recommend. That's the perfect way to put it. Yeah, I was at a loss there for a second with words, but
Sam does not recommend
Sam
you
does
watch that.
not recommend.
I don't recommend you watch it, but I think everybody should see it just so we can. I don't know, like there isn't enough weird stuff coming out of this administration. Can we just keep adding more weird stuff? It's like every day they're like, what weird thing can we do today?
Well, yeah, but I think your weird tolerance must be higher than mine.
Why?
Well, because I don't feel the need for more weird.
Oh, I don't either.
Because it seems to me like you see the weird and you're like, let's have more weird.
No, I'm not saying let's have more weird.
I see the weird and I go, oh my God, stop the weird.
I don't want any more weird.
Okay.
I want off of this weird ride already. My God, can we just have some normalcy?
Well, how about we get off the weird train and we get on the crazy train?
All right, let's do that.
And go to Asshatville.
Okay. It's time for our main topic. That's right. We're on the crazy train to Asshatville. These are always a joy. Would you like to take the first one?
I would love to take the first one. So if any of you out there are new to this is the kind of episode where Christine and I head to the vegan subreddit of Am I the Asshat? And we give you our takes on some of these stories.
Yeah, and you can let us know if you agree or disagree with our verdicts.
Indeed. So first, we have from Baby Dead with 2 Ds. Am I the asshat for asking my mother to wash her hands after touching raw meat? For context, I am a 23-year-old student and I work part-time. Unfortunately, due to the economy, I've been having to live at home. I've been vegetarian since I was 14 and vegan the past 6 months. Regardless, my parents both eat meat, something that is fine by me because it's not up to me to dictate. However, I come home from work and my mother was chopping sausages. She went to place the wrapper in the bin, which was fine, but the bin was full and she decided she'd empty it. She hadn't washed her hands after handling the raw meat. But I noticed that she went to throw the bin bag outside in the bin and was going to touch the handles of the door in the process. Noticing this, I said, "Oh, let me help. I can do it for you." Obviously, because I'm worried about the risk of cross-contamination from Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria, etc. But she asked me why, and I said, "Oh, just in case you wanted to go back to what you were doing or wash your hands or whatever." And she absolutely lost it at me, telling me that I was judging her for eating meat or telling her what to do. My thing is, it wasn't coming from a place of judgment, which I did tell her. I'm just aware that unfortunately we have to share the space and I make considerations for her all the time. I'm just asking her to be a little bit mindful because of the risk of cross-contamination and illness, etc. Something that really should concern her being that she's chronically ill and immunosuppressed. I just wanted us to have mutual respect. So I guess my question is, am I the asshat?
No, of course not.
Absolutely not. This is basic hygiene.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. There is no secret that raw animal products, be they meat or eggs or dairy, have the potential to transmit bacteria
Yeah.
to humans and cause disease.
Yeah. It can make you very sick.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And if we're talking about sausages, I'm assuming we're talking about pork. And pork is one of the biggest issues.
Pork and chicken.
Pork and chicken.
Well, really any.
But I mean, but pork is way, way up there.
Yeah. Any raw animal flesh, you should be, number one, you shouldn't be eating raw animal flesh or touching raw animal flesh or buying raw animal flesh. But if you are, washing your hands before you touch anything else is imperative.
Yes.
I don't know if have you ever seen those videos where they talk about the contamination when you're dealing with animal flesh and they do like a black light kind of thing?
Yeah.
So you were touching the chicken or whatever, and then you touch the pan, and then you touch the faucet, and then you touch the counter, and then you touch your knife.
And you can see the bacteria
and you can
everywhere.
You can see how it's been just spread all over your kitchen.
Yes.
We don't, of course, eat any animal products, and I wash my hands constantly when I'm cooking.
Yeah.
I just don't like the feeling of having things on my hands.
Sure.
But it's just, you just wash your hands when you're dealing with other people's food, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, So she is definitely not an asshat.
Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah.
And her mother doesn't seem to be an asshat either, but she seems to be a little ignorant when it comes to safe handling of food.
Yes. I mean, certainly uneducated in terms of food safety.
Yeah.
So definitely not the asshat.
Yeah. This next one comes to us from Icy Statement 2410. Is feeding people vegan food without telling them wrong? My family is going on a trip and wanted sandwiches to take, but I strongly dislike buying meat for other people, so I made them vegan. Normally, I would be fine telling people it's vegan, but these family members don't like vegan food and don't like that I don't eat meat. They think people need to eat meat or they'll become malnutrition, etc. So I'm not going to tell them that it's vegan. Am I the asshat? And there's a picture with this of some lovely little tofurkey subs that this person made
they're
for
cute.
his family.
They're totally cute.
Yeah. So what do you think about not telling the family?
Well, here's the thing. I think that everybody has a right to know what they're eating.
Yeah.
You know? So I wouldn't quite go so far as to say asshat.
Yeah.
But do I think it's wrong
to let people eat
things when they don't know what they're consuming? Absolutely. I wouldn't want someone to do that to me.
Even if they told you after, would that be bad?
I think after the fact is too late. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because what if I said, oh, is that vegan? Like, let's say because the most likely way I am to get something that's accidentally not vegan is probably a baked good of some sort.
Right.
Yeah. So if, let's say I was at an event on campus and I asked food service, oh, is this vegan? And they told me yes. And I found out later that it had milk and eggs in it. I'd be a little snarky about that because I have a right to know what I'm consuming.
Yeah.
I can make the choice to consume it or not, but I want all the information.
Yeah. Well, one of the commenters said, I think you only have an obligation to disclose allergens and other potential health risks. Telling them it's vegan is just asking for the annoying remarks about how they knew it tasted weird and that every non-vegan makes. They kind of have a point. If there's nobody, that has any allergen issues with what's in the sandwiches. It's still not.
No,
you're not being honest about it.
I still think people need to be able to make informed choices.
Yeah.
And so I think that if you are making food for someone, okay, assuming that you've done the allergy question and that you've made sure to avoid any allergens that people might have, okay, when safety is not a concern, I still think that there's an obligation to let people know what they're eating.
Yeah, I guess.
I really do.
I guess so.
I mean,
I can understand this person not wanting to suffer the comments,
of course,
of their vegan hating family members.
I'm completely sympathetic to that.
Yeah.
100%. But I mean, think of it. How would you feel if someone assured you that a burger was impossible or beyond And it really wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. The other way just doesn't seem like the same thing to me.
Well, I mean, it might not be the same thing in terms of harm caused.
Yeah.
It's still a lie.
Yeah. Another commenter said, yes, I made a vegan meatloaf and my partner's mom and dad had extra servings. Then they found out it was vegan and turned up their noses and made comments. Effing boomers. Oh, God.
Yeah.
It is true that when you tell somebody something is vegan that they said they liked. I remember one time we brought candy at Christmas and my uncle loved it. And then you told him it was vegan.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I thought there was something wrong with it.
Right.
I think he was just trying to pull your leg.
Probably because it was Vinny. But
yeah,
still, I really I'm going to stick to, I really think people have a right to know what they're eating.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
So
asshat, not exactly,
half
but
cheeker?
Making the wrong choice, yes.
Yeah.
Next, we have a question from Black Widow 1990. And all they ask is, am I the asshat about this? Because I feel like one.
Oh, well, we need more information.
We do. There was a breakfast at work today, but there was nothing for me to eat except potatoes, hash browns. I didn't get to them in time, so somebody wrapped them up and put them away. So I asked where they were, and she told me in the fridge. I went to go get them, but she put them in the same container with eggs, so I ended up just leaving them. She then proceeded to tell me where they were and told me to take them out. I told her it's touching the eggs and that I can't eat it. She said it's not touching the eggs. She took the eggs out and was just using the container the eggs were in. I told her that was okay, I just won't eat them. And she got defensive with me, asking, you seriously won't eat it? The eggs aren't there. And I just told her that I wouldn't, and she got quiet, and it made me feel horrible. So really what's happening here is somebody is asking, well, no, not asking. Somebody is choosing not to consume a vegan product that they believe has come into contact with an animal-based product. So we're talking about cross-contamination.
Yeah, and we talked about this in the imperfect vegan thing.
Yep.
But this is a personal choice.
Absolutely.
If this person is weirded out by the cross-contamination, they have every right to say, I'm not going to eat it.
Sure.
And I don't think the other person should have pushed. If it were me, I probably would. I mean, I like potatoes. And if it wasn't like actually mixed in with the eggs, I probably would have eaten some of those potatoes. But I think this comes down to personal choice. So they're definitely not an asshat in my opinion. But I don't think that their coworker really should have pushed the way she pushed.
There's no need to push. There really isn't. You know, you're choosing not to eat the potatoes because they're in the same container as eggs. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. Just leave it be.
And if you really want to get out of a situation like that, just say you're allergic. It stops the conversation.
You know? Well, yeah, but then again, that whole dishonesty thing.
I know, I'm all about avoiding conflict.
Well, I'm not a fan of conflict either, as anyone who knows me well would definitely attest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't think, I don't feel the need to lie. Yeah. Just say, oh, that's okay. Change my mind. You know, I don't feel comfortable eating that. Yeah. And move on.
It seems like everybody in the comments agrees that this person is not the asshat.
No.
This one person said, why won't you eat this food that was in a casket? We took the body out.
Oh, good Lord. That's taking things to an extreme, but you know, hey, I appreciate the analogy. Yeah. What's next, Pooks?
Let's see. Up next, we have coming to us from Tiki Mickey. I don't know if that's how you say it. I refuse to date anyone who is not vegan. Am I the asshat? Enough is enough. I've suppressed my opinions on veganism for far too long, and I refuse to do it so that other people wouldn't feel bad about their hypocrisy. When I first went vegan years ago, my girlfriend at the time said she'll do it with me and then ordered herself McDonald's behind my back. And me being me, I said, F it. And just turned a blind eye to the consequences of my actions and eventually joined her in supporting animal torture and slaughter, and it all went to hell. There was no honesty in the relationship. Now, I want to build something on some proper foundations, but I don't see a way to do it without agreeing on veganism. About 4 months ago, I was reunited with my ex from like 15 years ago. We fell in love and started living together. She literally banned me from even talking about veganism while she's around. A few days ago, we broke up over something unrelated, and I've started my veganism journey again. We want to try again, but we just don't agree on some basic vegan facts. She says that the real vegans keep their veganism for themselves and don't terrorize other people for their choices. Sure, everyone has freedom of choice and the right to their own opinion, but I refuse to lower my standards and lie to myself that it's okay to eat animals. If she wants to lie to herself and live like that, fine. I will not. And I won't force anyone to go vegan, but I don't have to be with you either. Always complaining how vegans bully and harass others for their dietary choices, but it's us vegans who are forced to look at animal carcasses because of other people's choices. That's harassing. Living beings shouldn't be tortured and slaughtered for our sense of taste. And partners shouldn't be forced to support these unsustainable and inhumanely cruel industries.
Okay. So here's the thing, and we've talked about this before too. I think it would be incredibly difficult to be vegan if your partner was not also vegan.
Yes, and exceptionally difficult if your partner was kind of adamant about it and
or seemed to be actively anti-vegan.
Yeah, and
right?
defensive and telling you that you can't even talk about veganism around them.
Yeah, I don't believe that either member of any partnership should be telling the other what they can and cannot talk about.
Yeah.
That's a big red flag for me.
Yeah.
And so very simply, I would say, no, you're not being an asshat. You're being true to your own ethics.
Yeah, you're making a choice.
And there's
only date people who are vegan.
Yes, and that's completely fine.
Yeah.
And if you are not happy with this person who is actively anti-vegan and telling you that you can't even talk about veganism in their presence, well, get out. Yeah. Go find somebody else. Go find somebody who shares your ethics, who shares your compassion and your empathy. No, that's not ass-hattery by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not at all. Yes, one of the commenters said, only wanting to date vegans is fine. I will say that veganism doesn't seem to be the real issue with the women mentioned in the original post. You have already broken up twice. Do you really want to try for a third time?
Right.
And she says, real vegans keep their veganism to themselves. Like, what does that even mean?
I have no idea what that means. That bothered me too.
Yeah.
Real vegans don't share it with anybody. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
Fully.
Yeah.
And no, I don't think that anyone has the right to impose their mindset, thought process, ethics, whatever on anyone else.
Yeah.
But I don't think that there's a requirement to keep quiet about it either.
No, I highly recommend that this person seek a vegan dating site or try to meet people at vegan restaurants or something. Find yourself a vegan partner so you're not having to deal with this.
Yeah.
And that will help.
All right. Moving on?
Let's move on.
Okay. So I can't tell you who the next author is because their name has been deleted, but their question is, was I wrong for doing this for my birthday?
Ooh.
For doing what? I asked.
What did they do?
Hello. This happened to me on my 18th birthday when I was still in high school, but it's been weighing on my mind so heavily lately, I just need to vent. My mom and sister are vegan. Dad is vegetarian. I decided to invite my 6 closest friends, all ate meat, except 2 who I converted to veganism, but one couldn't make it till the next day, to my parents' house to stay the night for a vegan barbecue. This included Impossible and Beyond burgers, both Beyond sausages, a variety of vegan cheeses, homemade fries, just general comfort food. We bought enough for everyone to have 2 of everything at least, so there was a lot of food. A vegan Oreo cake, a variety of vegan ice cream, the works.
How do you get invited to this barbecue?
Right? That sounds like fun. The following day, I made reservations to go to my favorite local vegan sanctuary to share my love of animals. They know I've been vegan for years. I had two of the friends text me before coming that they ate before coming since they weren't comfortable eating vegan. They're picky. Fine. But when everyone arrived, no one really ate except my vegan friend and one who had a burger. Everyone else just said they're full. Okay. I was inspired by some vegan platforms and Reddit saying for your birthday to ask for your gift to be watching a vegan documentary. So that's what I did. I chose Dominion.
Oh, that might have been a bad choice.
I did not ask for presents, though they still brought me some, and told them I had a different idea planned. Once the time came, I told them this was my plan, and they initially seemed indifferent. I even said if they really didn't want to watch this, we wouldn't, but they accepted. About 20 minutes in, they slowly kept making excuses to leave to a different room. After they had all left except my vegan friend, I decided to call it off. I felt like an idiot. I walked out of the room where it was being shown, and I told them I didn't mean to offend or to make anyone uncomfortable. But one of them spoke up and said they all felt like they wanted to go home and had already made arrangements to leave in the time I wasn't there. I apologized profusely and told them we can do whatever else, but if they really wanted to go, that was fine. They all got up and left, and I walked them out the door. I could tell some of them wanted to take their present back with them, but didn't. They all walked out on me except my vegan friend who hugged me as I cried. In the moment, I felt embarrassed and humiliated. Like all those comments I always get from everyone telling me veganism is a cult, vegans are forceful and overbearing, were true. The one vegan friend ended up having to leave later in the night since she had to work in the morning, and I was all alone. The following day, my other vegan friend came with me to the sanctuary and we had a wonderful time. The owners of the sanctuary even made me a cake, and I sobbed. They really did save whatever self-worth was left in me. When I saw them in school again, they never treated me the same. They stopped inviting me when they hung out, gave me the cold shoulder. I practically lost everyone that day. Safe to say I have them all blocked now, but damn, did my morale take a hit. Was I wrong for approaching them this way? I had read several articles and experiences saying this is a viable method for introducing or approaching veganism, but if I could go back in time, I would take it back or just show Earthlings.
Definitely not an asshat. And I don't think she was wrong in her approach. I think she may have been wrong to pick Dominion, which is one of the most
violent
and gory animal advocacy films.
I'm amazed that any of them made it 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
I'm out after like 5.
Yeah. I will say, I know that this person is, when this happened, a high schooler.
Yeah.
And that when you take a stand, and I think Sam can relate to this because we're both, of course, we're both gay women.
Yep.
We were both different and other in high school. And especially if you take a stand on something, you will find out who your real friends are.
Amen.
If you're not like going along with the flow of whatever clique it is that you're hanging out with, the real ones will stay.
Yeah.
And the fake friends will fall away.
Absolutely.
And that's just part of being in high school. Mm-hmm. I do feel really bad that they treated her that way at her birthday party. They could have said, "Oh, I don't think I can watch this."
Right.
Which is what they should have done.
Yes.
And she would have said, "Oh, okay, we'll do something else." Mm-hmm. She seems like she was desperately trying to please her friends.
Yeah.
And sad that they weren't supporting her in what she was passionate about.
Right.
Which is really hard when you're in high school.
Yeah, it sounds to me in terms of, the food that she had prepared and everything, like she was doing everything right because those kinds of meat replacers and things that are familiar are often the best gateways to omnivores, kind of experimenting with vegan food.
Because they're good.
They are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that part is fantastic. I do think that the choice of Dominion for the movie of the evening was a bad one. Just because there are very few people, I think, who can actually handle that movie. And so I would have picked something, quite a bit lighter, like even something like Meet Me Halfway or Forks Over Knives or,
Or
What the Health.
Or even a mainstream film.
Right.
Like Babe.
Right.
Or Chicken Run.
Yes.
Or a number of mainstream films that have kind of animal, like Charlotte's Web.
Yep.
That have, like animal themes of compassion towards animals.
Yep.
That aren't necessarily vegan films.
Right.
Something a little more digestible.
Yes.
But I feel bad for her.
I do too. I think her intentions were absolutely the best.
Yeah.
Just they weren't, in terms of the food, it seems like they just weren't quite ready to go there.
Yeah.
And in terms of the movie, that was a misstep.
Yeah.
But certainly not indicative of her being an asshat.
No, not at all. And when she started that second paragraph that she invited 6 of her closest friends, and then her friends were acting like that, I'm like, these people aren't your friends.
Right.
Your friends don't eat before they come to your barbecue.
Right.
They would say, I've never had vegan food, and I'm not sure if I'll like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then try it.
Right.
That's what a friend would do.
Agreed.
So hopefully she's found some better friends.
I hope so.
Just a couple more.
All right.
This next one comes to us from
a whole lot of numbers.
Yeah, 56297521963. I'm a vegan, and my partner is not.
Oh, here we go again.
I went vegan after we started dating. Like any passionate new vegan, I was eager to show him the documentaries. I felt sure that he would go vegan after seeing what I had seen. Significantly, we watched Dominion together.
Again.
This was a very upsetting and traumatizing experience for both of us. For about a month after that, we had a lot of arguments about veganism. Fast forward a few months, and I've realized that it's not effective or healthy to proceed in our relationship this way. I love him very much. He supports me in my veganism, and to his credit, he has come a very long way himself. He now buys all of his groceries vegan, and when we are together, we only cook vegan food. However, in all other settings, restaurants, friends' places, etc., he orders and eats animals. We have been long distance for the last couple of months and FaceTiming regularly. It seems like he's barely been cooking for himself or getting groceries. He's mostly been eating food our friends and roommates cook or eating out or getting takeout from restaurants. As a result, he's been eating a lot more meat and other animal products than when I was there. Recently, I was FaceTiming with him and he started eating some pork dim sum. I didn't want to be the preachy vegan, so I held my tongue. But I could feel the emotional reaction mounting in my body. Increased heart rate, clenched jaw, even as I tried to suppress it. For me, it's particularly the fact that we watched Dominion together that bothers me so much. It feels like I fundamentally cannot understand how he can stomach something so horrible after watching that footage, and so it triggers an intense emotional reaction. I've brought that up before, but it basically resulted in him feeling invalidated about the progress he has made as far as buying vegan groceries, etc. After our FaceTime, I decided to text him and ask him to please not eat meat in front of me, at least for now. I acknowledge that, yes, this request isn't logical, and yes, it doesn't honor the progress he has made. But for me, it was too much to see him eating meat. He seemed to understand and was cool about it. Still, I don't really know how to proceed. We're going to be in person again soon, and I don't really want to make it a permanent rule for him not to eat meat in front of me because I don't want him to resent me for making him eat vegan at restaurants with friends, etc. I would love some advice on coping with these emotions and communicating with my partner in an effective way. Please don't tell me to just break up with him. I love him and our relationship is mostly very healthy.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the idea that if one partner is saying, you can't do this, you can't eat meat in front of me, you can't talk about veganism.
Yeah.
That's a red flag. Very simply. Okay. Again, here it seems like you and your partner just don't quite have the same ethical foundation. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily a negative. Everybody has the right to make their own choices. I do think that it's really quite wonderful that the boyfriend in question has taken steps, towards not full veganism,
Yeah.
but, buying vegan groceries, not keeping meat and dairy in the apartment or in the house, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, it sounded
That's
like
great.
they were trying.
Yes, absolutely. That's great. But I just don't think it's the place. Like if we're talking about a partnership, I really don't think it's the place of one partner to tell the other partner what they can and cannot do.
Right.
And so I think that if this is a sticking point, if you absolutely cannot stand to have him eat meat in front of you, and I understand, I don't like that feeling either. I don't like seeing people eat meat in front of me. But at the same time, I have to take a step back when that happens and remind myself they have the right
To make their own
to
choices.
make that choice.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but it's their choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can't get past that and he can't see his way to being fully vegan, then I think you're at an impasse. And I'm not saying break up with him. There may be many, many conversations to be had. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just think that one partner should not be putting ultimatums down
Yeah.
for the other.
Definitely don't put it as an ultimatum. I mean, and maybe this person didn't really put it as an ultimatum. I think the way to go about that would be, when you eat meat in front of me, it makes me really uncomfortable. And I'm trying to fight through those emotions. So maybe if you're eating something with meat, I should walk away, or, maybe you could warn me.
Right.
So we could end the FaceTime and you can go and eat your dim sum,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely ways around that.
I'm sure there is. I mean, it's got to be challenging, when out at a restaurant or something like that.
Sure.
I get that. I mean, I know that that's where we usually come across friends or family members
Right.
eating animal
Right.
products,
Yeah.
because it doesn't happen in our home.
No.
So, yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's really a tough one.
I don't think that she's an asshat.
No.
I just think that, there needs to be deeper conversations about how they're going to handle their differences, their ethical differences.
Right.
Because I can understand where she's coming from. How can the boyfriend have seen the same things that she's seeing as far as the cruelty involved in animal farming,
Right.
and still continue
Yeah.
to consume animals? I can understand her frustration there.
Absolutely.
It's like, how is it not affecting you? How did that not affect you?
Right.
How can you just push that away? And
Well, and again, that's the whole willful blindness thing.
yeah, which everybody who has not been vegan from birth, we spend a lot of our life being that way.
Yes.
It's not that we didn't know, maybe didn't know the extent of it, but
Yeah.
it's not that we didn't know animals die for you to eat
Right.
meat, But yeah, after seeing graphic footage of how that industry works,
Yeah.
it would probably frustrate me to no end that somebody could watch that and still consume animals.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would frustrate me too.
Yeah.
But
I
again,
don't-
we still have to go back to that, divine right of self-determination.
yeah, people have free will,
Yep.
and you can't all you can do is tell them how you feel, and you can't change how they are, So this is, I think, our last one.
Our last one, and it's a short one. This comes from Alextricity. Oh, nice name. I appreciate. Very nice. Alextricity. I'm in my friend's wedding.
Oh no.
He knows I'm vegan, but has nothing available for my girlfriend or me to eat. Am I the asshat for leaving early?
Yes.
To make things worse, of all things, he's having a pig roast.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
He let me know about it ahead of time and said, if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to come. Obviously, I don't feel comfortable, but I'll still go since it feels like an obligation. But is it so bad if I leave shortly after the ceremony? I honestly say no, I don't think it's that bad if you
No.
leave after the ceremony.
Now, he started it, or I don't know, he or she started it with, I'm in my friend's wedding.
Right.
So I think at that point, that's when you were asked to be in the wedding and you were told that there was a pig roast. I think if it was me, I would be like, I don't know if I can witness that.
Right. But
So
what I have a
you might
feeling...
want to ask somebody else to be in your wedding.
Sure. And what I have a feeling happened is that he asked the groom or the bride, whoever. Oh, no, he knows I'm vegan. So the groom asked this person to be in the wedding.
Yeah.
And he said yes. And then later on, it was decided that there was a pig roast.
Yeah. And the pig roast, of course, didn't happen during the wedding. It happened
No.
during the reception.
Correct.
So,
And so I would say, by all means, stand up with your friend at his wedding.
Yeah.
Like, why not? But the reception shouldn't feel like an obligation. If you honestly feel, and I have to admit, I don't think I would go to a wedding that included a pig roast.
No.
I really don't think I could do it.
no.
So by all means, leave early. He's given you permission to do that even.
Yeah.
So take that at face value. Don't think, oh, he doesn't really mean that. I'm still obligated to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. People will think I'm a lame ass for leaving the wedding early. To that I say, who cares?
Yeah. No, if you're uncomfortable, by all means, leave before the pig roast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Stand up with your friend at his wedding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fulfill that commitment that you've made. Great,
Yeah.
fabulous, wonderful. But then, get out of Dodge before the pig roast.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do.
Yeah. And it seems like most of the commenters agree he wouldn't be an asshat for leaving after the ceremony.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. The wedding ones can get kind of hairy.
They
though,
can get a little bit hairy,
Yeah.
but it's a matter of remembering like who the wedding is about.
Yeah, exactly.
So of course the bride and groom have every right to choose what they want for their wedding. I would never ever say otherwise. I
Yeah.
might not agree with their choice, but it's still their right to make.
Right.
So if you, as a member of the wedding party, you want to be there for your friends, but you just can't stomach what is going on at the reception,
Yeah.
by all means, leave.
Yeah.
Don't
just leave.
put yourself through that.
No.
It's not necessary.
Nope. Tell them
Because-
congratulations.
That's
and then
right.
make your exit.
Because the reception isn't about you.
Exactly.
It's about them,
Yeah. And
So-
chances are they wouldn't even notice.
right?
Anybody that's had a wedding, you know what a whirlwind that is.
Oh, good heavens.
You don't notice who's coming and going. You really
Seriously.
don't. So yeah, by all means, just leave. And no, you're not an asshat for leaving.
So once again, we kind of went through a group that there was not a lot of asshattery going on.
No, there really wasn't. There was a lot of people feeling bad about their veganism.
Yeah.
And that always kind of breaks my heart.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a
Especially
shame.
the teenager with the birthday party.
Yeah.
That one kind of broke my heart.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It's tough to make a stand for things, it's never easy. And the way I look at it is if people are, I don't know, not really disturbed, but if people are not agreeing with what you're doing, chances are you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
If people are mad about what you're doing and you're taking a stand, chances are you're doing the right thing. And like I said before, like your real friends will be there and the fake ones will fall away.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah. So that was we're coming back into the station after our ride on the
Crazy train.
crazy train. Yep. It's always a good time, though.
It is. I do love these episodes.
Yeah. But now it is time for our favorite portion of the show.
Must be listener shout out time.
It's listener shout out.
Just want to give a shout out to all my fans watching. I love you guys. I love you.
This week's shout out goes to Linda Riley. Linda is one of our top fans on Facebook, and we want to thank her for always liking and commenting on our posts.
Yeah, thank you, Linda. And please send us your t-shirt size and address so we can send you a Compassion and Cucumbers swag bag. You can either text us using the link in our show notes, email us at compassionandcucumbers@gmail.com or simply DM us on Instagram or Facebook.
For the rest of you out there, if you would like a listener shout out, simply email us at compassionandcucumbers@gmail.com, DM us on Instagram or Facebook, or use the link in our show notes to send us a text.
Just a little note before we wrap this baby up. Next week, we will not have a new episode.
That's right.
We will be releasing a replay. I haven't decided which one yet. If you have any requests, please let me know. But I will be unavailable to record as I am getting a colonoscopy.
And I'm sure you all really wanted to know that.
I know. Is that TMI?
It might be, but hey, whatever.
But a good friend of mine is currently battling colon cancer. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing I can do. And they keep getting bad news about it. And the only thing I could think to do is to take care of myself and get screened.
Well,
so
I know I appreciate that.
Yeah. And if you are 50 or older, you should too.
Yes.
Get a colonoscopy. And that's my little PSA for colonoscopies.
Alrighty then.
Now, let's wrap this baby up.
Okay.
But before we go, we always ask that you subscribe to the show and leave a review on your favorite podcast app. And don't forget you can subscribe to our YouTube too, because we put all the episodes up there. Also, be sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for updates about the show and pictures of all the vegan food that we find. And if you want to get news about upcoming episodes, you can do that by subscribing to our weekly newsletter at our website, which is compassionandcucumbers.com.
And with that, it's time to sign off. You have just listened to episode 216 of the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast, and there's nothing left to say but where cukes and compassion are always the fashion on the podcast.
Thanks, James.
Have a great week, everyone.
We'll talk to you next Tuesday. No, we won't.
We love you.
We do. Please take care of yourselves.
And each other.
Take care of each other. And I'll report back about my colonoscopy. Bye-bye.
The end.
If you'd like to support the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast, well, you can do that by hopping on over to our Patreon page and becoming a patron. We have all the recipes from our vegan kitchen series up there, and we'll be adding some patron-only episodes in the near future. So thank you for supporting us at whatever level that you choose, and thank you again for listening to Compassion and Cucumbers podcast.